TG Geeks, episode 104, November 21st, 2016. Wow, that was kind of a vacation, wasn't it? Hello and welcome to another webcast from tggeeks.com, where Ben and Keith, the Two Gay Geeks, talk about all aspects of geekdom and nerdery. Sci-fi, comics, film, horror genre, you name it, we talk about it. I'm Keith Lane, and we're coming to you from lovely TG Squared Studios with the broken faucet in Phoenix, Arizona.
And I'm Ben Ragginson, coming to you from, hey, guess what? It's under 80 degrees. Fall is finally here, Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah. I'm so cold.
Oh, and we have Gini Koch with us, too.
Hello.
It's that time of year, people.
Yeah, it's that time of year.
It is. I'm in a sweater, just so everybody knows.
Yeah. So we took a break. We did the annual holiday house cleaning, and the
Took the studio
was
apart and
everything. It was the kind of cleaning of move all of the furniture, and it was... There's 3:45 on Sunday, and I said, "Oh my God, we have a show to do."
There's a phrase for that, the Hell's Mouth or something like that.
Yeah,
they said it was because I was coming over, but I don't believe it.
Yeah, we had to clean the house anyway.
Well, I remember Mike Menegay one time had to completely redo the studio at Slice, and you referred to us like something like cleaning the Hell's Mouth or something like that.
I liked it. Yeah, well, yeah, it kind of was.
That's what this was. Yeah,
it was, you got to clean the hell mouth sometimes. I mean, all the demon gook and the vampire blood and all that other crap.
We had
and
all
there's
the
tons of that here
and everything else.
Yeah, the cat vomit. That's our sacrifice. That's
our
pagan sacrifice.
And the cat hair bunny, dust bunnies.
Fluffy Death brings in dead things, or half near dead things. Yeah.
Jeez. Anyway, we've got a show for you. We're going to talk about a few things in the first segment, so here we go.
Okay, let's kick things off. Because we were away for a little bit, we've got some stories a little backed up, but this is going to be a very trailer-centric episode.
Yay.
So starting
off,
segment,
anyway.
The first segment is very trailer-centric. First bit, we got the trailer for the new Beauty and the Beast
and
movie.
It's so awesome. Emma Watson rules.
Oh my God!
Does she look gorgeous?
She always looks gorgeous. I adore her.
I absolutely love that young woman. She has really grown up. I mean, we just watch. I mean, every year we watch Sorcerer's Stone because it's kind of like one of our annual tradition
films.
Kind
of a Christmas movie for us. So,
but to see what she has grown into, she is this gorgeous young woman now, and
so smart,
very intelligent,
so involved, just wonderful.
I absolutely adore her. But everything about this film looks gorgeous in terms of the cinematography, the visual effects.
The dude playing Gaston.
Oh,
sorry, it just really had to be said.
That's really Luke Gaston. That's played by Luke Evans.
I know, who is just so...
people might remember him from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and, that's the Hobbit movies.
Oh, you're right, the Hobbit films. That's right. He's the
hottie human.
The hottie human from Lake Town.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. And he was also in, so many things that the Hubs loves. Wasn't he in, thank you. I cannot remember what it was he was in. Immortals. Wasn't he in Immortals? Yes, he was.
Yes,
I'm hearing from the peanut gallery back who's giving us cue cards. Yeah. Yes, he was. He is just gorgeous.
To talk on mic,
he does because he's going to let us do it all.
I'm sure in post, if we turn the gain up really high, we'll hear him.
We can hear him. Yeah. No, Luke Evans is just utterly and completely dreamy. He's also from Girl on the Train. Yeah. So
he was
in that
Immortals,
as well.
Fast and Furious, Dracula Untold.
Yes. He was kind of lame in Fast and the Furious, to be honest.
Robot Chicken.
Well, he is just unbelievably beautiful, so I just really cannot wait for this movie.
He's a good actor. I think it'll be nice to see him in this particular role.
I don't care. I just want him to take his shirt off. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that my out loud voice? I'm sorry.
It was.
You're on a gay podcast, believe me.
I would like him to take more than his shirt off, to be brutally frank.
I think we wouldn't mind. Well, he does have to show his chest hair.
Every last inch of him. Every last inch of him is covered with hair, and I want proof. I want proof. I like bears. I'm a bear girl.
Okay. Well, we do know that the movie is a musical.
You like fat bears?
Yeah.
I have lots of.
Yeah. No, I love bears. No, I used to say if I was a gay man, I'd be into bears. I'm like, no, I don't have to be a gay man. I'm into bears.
You're just into bears.
Yeah, I like bears.
I'm an otter. Okay. Anyway.
Otters are cute.
I know.
Otters
We're
are
going back down
adorbs.
to that bit again.
We are.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I just drag this podcast right down into the gutter with me every time I'm here. I'm really sorry.
In the toilet.
Not that sorry.
Toilet.
Honestly, not that sorry.
No, I'm going to give us your nickname here shortly.
Whoops.
I don't like that nickname. I have other nicknames
She had
I like so
forgotten that
much. I'd
nickname.
forgotten it. And I don't want to be reminded of it. I have other nicknames I prefer.
I see.
In any case, as far as Beauty and the Beast goes,
looks great.
It looks
looks
really
amazing.
delightful. We saw it again in the theater the other night.
Yep.
And it looks, I mean, it's one of these trailers that if the movie is any indication, it is going to pull the viewer right into that scene.
Well, one of the things I love is that Emma Watson is the scientist. She's she is the genius in this. That's one of the things that Disney changed from the animation. She's the one that's the creator and the person that's creating all those things.
I
which
didn't
I think
know
is
that.
Oh yeah, no, I'm really excited. Disney is making far more feminist films than anyone notices, which is awesome because I think that's really important.
It's
well,
very
that's true.
important.
They did that when they did Cinderella,
Yes.
which Keith and I loved, and
Oh
I
my
know that you
God.
loved it
It's
too.
a beautiful movie.
We
She
saw
was
it the
such.
first time on a
We saw it on a
Disney
cruise
Yeah.
ship.
so it was
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, we saw it on the
I saw
Disney
the
cruise ship.
premiere. So I saw the premiere. I have not yet been lucky enough to go on the Disney cruise ship because my husband doesn't really love me.
And he just turns around. He's like, "Yep."
He's like, blah,
Oh,
blah,
just have some
blah.
more
Give her some
wine.
more wine
Yeah.
that I picked out for her. Yeah.
Yeah, but we saw Cinderella on a cruise, one of our cruise vacations last year, and we were just dazzled by how glorious that film
It's
was.
so beautiful.
And what's nice about it is, again, yes, Cinderella is a very strong character.
Yes.
Oh,
She,
very
I mean,
strong.
she's a really good role, a really good female role.
The only
I
other
think.
movie that I thought had as good as Cinderella, honestly, was Ever After with Drew Barrymore.
Okay.
Which was really. Have you guys not seen that?
I haven't seen that.
No, I haven't.
I love Drew, number one, and number two. It's a wonderful. She saves herself and she saves the prince. It's really well done. I
will
can
have to
hardly
check that
recommend.
out.
And in fact, I think that would be a wonderful see Ever After before you see Beauty and the Beast, because I think it's another wonderful feminist take on these characters.
And we just actually on Saturday night we saw Rusalka, which is the opera version of The Little Mermaid.
Ooh,
Yeah, by
It
Dvorak.
was fabulous.
It was delightful.
Arizona Opera did a fabulous.
Yeah,
job.
it was
wow.
glorious,
It was
and
just-
it'll be coming to the Met Opera in February.
Oh,
I
how
think
exciting.
January, February.
Ooh.
And it's Dvorak, and it,
Oh, the
it was
music is
so
beautiful.
the music you could hear the Slavic influences and his orchestration. It just
Oh, it
was
sounds
really
awesome.
fabulous.
And
Anyway,
we do know that Disney's not doing Little Mermaid. Someone else is.
Well, that's because it's
Yeah.
Hans Christian Andersen, so really that's owned by pretty much anybody who wants to do
anyone
it.
get their hand. But Disney didn't even jump at it,
You know,
which I
well,
thought was weird.
I can understand that in some ways. I can understand. They have other things that they're focused on.
yeah.
In any case, so we saw the trailer. First off, what do we think in terms of just the visual aspect
Oh my
of
God,
the
it
film?
was so
That was
beautiful.
great.
I can't wait.
I know. I think the setting, I think the cinematography is beautiful. The set design looks gorgeous, and then
It
you've
looks
got
so great.
And then you've got the visuals in terms of the animated characters.
Yes. Oh, they look
Lumiere
real.
and Cogsworth.
They look real, and I love
Yep.
the voice actors they've chosen. I mean,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
you cannot go wrong with Magneto, ever.
Yes, Ian McKellen
He
as
is just
Cogsworth.
so awesome.
How can you
He's
not
so
love him?
Awesome.
And
He's so awesome.
Ewan McGregor is Lumiere.
Oh, I know.
Right. And then,
I know.
Emma Thompson is
Mrs.
Emma
Potts.
Thompson is Mrs. Potts.
She
She sounds just like Angela Lansbury.
Which is
like-
awesome, which is
it's
high
like,
praise, 'cause
Whenever
Angela
I
Lansbury
listened
is a
to
goddess.
it, the first time I said, "Oh my God,
They
did
got Angela Lansbury back
to come
after
to
all
do
these
that?"
years. She's
Yeah.
doing it, you know.
Yeah.
But no, it's
No.
Emma Potts,
Yeah.
who is
But-
another one who's. I mean, Emma Thompson is so good with voice.
She's
Yeah,
so
they
good in everything, honestly.
She
She's
is. I
amazing.
Everything
love
she's
her.
done, yeah.
Yeah.
If they'd gotten Angela Lansbury, her vibrato so wide you could
Drive a truck
Oh,
through
drive
it.
a
yeah.
truck through it.
Yeah.
I adore her.
Yeah,
Which
tales
I've
as
got-
old as time.
Yeah. I'm just having the Harvey Girls thing because that was her first movie when she was like, I don't know, 17 or 18, and she's just
Oh, wow.
amazing and luminous in that.
Yeah.
And she's never stopped being amazing. I'm a gigantic Angela Lansbury fan.
Oh yeah, I think a lot of people are, and I love her theater work. So,
And-
but Emma Thompson has done such a
Oh,
great
she's
job at
fabulous,
carrying
too.
that torch, and she's become
Yeah.
such a good mainstay for Disney.
Yes.
'Cause I think this is her second big Disney thing. First one was Brave.
She wasn't the torch. She was She was the pot. The teapot.
Yeah.
You said carrying the...
No, she's carrying the torch.
Carrying.
Have more wine,
Ba-dum-bum.
Keith. More wine right now.
I
a
have
big
to be
slug.
a smart aleck.
A big slug.
Okay.
Okay, if you
Anyway.
won't, I will.
Okay. So
on to...
on to the next trailer. If you go to our website, we're going to actually put this link in twice.
You have to see
We
it.
have to see this. Now, it is a trailer for Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets by Luc Besson. Now, why did I say I'm going to put this trailer in twice? Well, the first time is because we actually have a really good story that goes with the trailer.
Yep.
Which really kind of talks a little bit more about the film and how it came about. But then we discovered just earlier today, as we were going, as I was compiling the feedback, there was a response from the official Twitter account for Valerian the City, and they simply wrote, they simply said, "Don't take our word for it, take yours." And then I saw a YouTube link, so just for giggles and grins, I clicked on it, and the very first thing that I saw was the actual quote from my article about the trailer.
And
the
it
first
said
time.
TG Geeks on it.
And
TG Geeks is now
credited
Twitter
us.
famous.
They credited us at the bottom of that video clip, and I was so thrilled.
Now Twitter famous, and I will be paying attention that you remember me when you become gigantic.
Yeah.
Yeah, after your books have finally gone to series.
Yeah.
Oh God, you well, they're in series, but
just
you mean
being
to movies.
television.
gigantic
yeah.
in the podcast realm,
It works for me.
I mean, we've made a whole $12 in 3 years.
Yeah.
It isn't the money you make, as says every author all the time.
I
exactly.
know.
It's your
It's the
reach.
fame.
It's
your
about
reach.
the people we reach.
It's your
fame and the
reach.
Yeah, and
fortune.
without going
No,
off,
it's not the fame or the fortune. It's the reach.
and without going too far off base, last spring when Keith and I were checking in at the Hyatt across the street from the convention center for Comic-Con, I was talking to the bellhop who was helping move our luggage up. Turns out he knew who we were.
See, that's very exciting.
He said, all the stuff. Yeah, we got a studio. We're gonna set up in the hotel. And he said, "Oh, studio? Yeah, we're with the podcast. Oh, which one? TG Geeks. I've heard you guys. I listen to you regularly." And I went, "Okay, this is too weird."
Did you give him a good tip? Because that deserved a good tip. I tipped
did.
the 3 people that have recognized me. I've tipped really, really
Yeah,
well.
actually, we
just
did give
so
a
you
good
know.
tip, yeah. So anyway, so we've got Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. So this movie has been
Beautiful.
talked about forever. And for anybody who doesn't know who Luc Besson is, shame on you. He's the visionary
much.
director behind Fifth Element, which is, I mean, say what you will about the story. In terms of just the visuals, it is one of the most dense movies I've ever seen in terms of the environment.
No, the story is very uplifting.
I think the story's fun.
It's a very optimistic, very pro-human story.
Yeah. So we've seen this trailer now. What do we think of the trailer?
Cannot wait.
Yeah, it
Cannot
looks
wait.
really great.
Yeah, we saw it on the big
I
screen.
really
and
like
loved it.
Dane DeHaan. The first time I ever saw him was actually the Metallica movie. That we saw. Steve and I saw the premiere, and he was it's a concert film with a movie that's going along with it, and he's the roadie that the movie follows, and he is amazing. And it's a speaking less part, so
Interesting.
he doesn't. The only audio you hear is Metallica singing. So it's
I need to
really
check this
well done.
out.
Oh yeah, I can't remember. It's the only Metallica concert film.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
And I love Metallica.
Yeah, no, it would. What? Through the Never. Metallica Through the Never. It was amazingly good, and he is wonderful. And that's the first thing I'd ever seen him. I think that might have been his first role. He had several that came out in that year, but he's very. To me, he's very distinctive looking.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, definitely would need to check that out. Like I said, the trailer looks absolutely great. I can't wait for it. July 2017.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be one exciting film. And if anybody wants to see the trailer, just go to the show notes for this episode, tggeeks.com. We will have the link there.
It's beautiful.
Now, lastly, and this is one that I knew would actually tickle Gini and Steve, and that is we got the trailer for Justice League Dark. This has been talked about for a long time. Very long time. Trailer's finally out. Okay. I love it, but I want other people's opinions.
It looked good. It looked
Discuss.
good. One of the things I like about it is it's got Constantine in it, and he seems appropriate to character. Batman has his usual deadpan lines, which is great. It looks really good. An R-rated animated feature is, for me, always something that I'm very, very interested in.
Yeah, this is the second. I think there's actually going to be a third animated film from DC where they're going R, because Killing Joke was so unbelievably successful.
Yeah, I actually actively didn't see that.
I haven't either.
Well, we own the graphic novel, and it's very it's very dark.
I know, and that's the only reason I haven't seen it, because I don't know if I want to go that dark.
Right. I just, if I feel like it, I'll pick up the graphic novel. I'm certain, honestly, DC's animation and television is great. I have honestly nothing but negative about their movies.
Thank you.
The movies are just awful. But
We'll talk later, but I agree.
Yeah. TV, the Berlanti Superhero Factory, Long May It Rain, and their animation is amazing.
Oh yeah, I agree.
But
I love their animated stuff.
Marvel owns the movies, and DC should either take a note or give up.
I agree, but we will talk about that in the second half. I want to talk about the second half.
Yes.
Because we've got one last story to talk about, and that is how Stranger in a Strange Land, of all the Heinlein books, their Sci-fi has decided to pick this one, and they're actually going to be adapting it for television. And we don't know much about it because the press release is very new. This is the first TV adaptation. And for anybody who doesn't know, shame on you. But the tale is of a Mars-born man who travels to Earth and experiences human culture for the first time through grokking. And if anybody who grew up in the 70s, grok was like such the pop culture phrase. I grok Spock was like one of the biggest things. I mean, I heard that everywhere I went. Especially in Star Trek cons.
I can tell which of my fans are gigantic science fiction fans before they read me, because they all, at one point in time, will tell me they grok something.
There you go.
But I think...
do you think, can Sci-fi do a good job on this?
Yes, I think they seem to have two distinct sides, and I'm kind of excited about it. They've got the Sharknado side, where they just embrace total ludicrousness, and it works. And then they've got some very serious science fiction. Isn't that where Killjoys is? And Dark Matter. Killjoys, I love Killjoys. That's one of my favorite movies. Expanse is there. Dark Matter's there. I think they're doing a really amazingly good job. It's like they have a split personality, and it's working for them, which does not work for every network, but it's working for them. So you've got your ridiculous, hilarious Sharknado and its ilk, and then you've got these really great science fiction. So I think they're going to do it as a series or a limited series, a miniseries, and I have high hopes. I think that they can actually do it.
Well, we don't have much else on it because this is a really new story. It was only announced, so there's not much to say on it. I'm going to keep my hopes up. Childhood's End was a bit of a disappointment. Although I hear talk they're still going to attempt Rendezvous with Rama, and they're supposed to do Larry Niven's Ringworld.
Well, you know what? I think you could do Ringworld really well in a TV. Ringworld could not, to my mind, be done in a 2-hour movie. I think
that's got to be a miniseries.
It needs 10 to 12 episodes easily.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we were talking about the fact that the Netflix series that Marvel has discovered, and other people have discovered, these Netflix series are infinitely better than a 2 or even a 3-hour film.
Right.
Because you can really explore the whole thing. I mean, we watched Luke Cage, and I thought it was just brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And the great thing, exactly.
And
the great thing,
development, even though
that's where it stands. Because you take a look at some of the hard sci-fi and very hard science fiction isn't necessarily plot driven. It's more character driven as they are responding to the environment or the new situations that they find themselves in. So to have an actual series like the Netflix shows allows them to really dive deep into what these characters are all about.
So I really have high hopes.
I've got high hopes.
They did a movie, either it's out or it's coming out. The kid who starred in Ender's World, I think, is starring in this movie.
Yeah.
Okay, where it's literally, this kid.
Asa Butterfield.
Yeah,
Asa Butterfield, I think, is starring in this movie, which sounds...
Yes!
Yeah, he was born on Mars. His mother dies in childbirth.
Yes, I know that
He's only
film.
lived on Mars, and he comes to Earth, and he runs away to find the girl he's talked to.
Right.
Anyway, which sounds like the very light YA version of Stranger in a Strange Land.
I think you're right.
So that's the movie version. I honestly think Sci-Fi is going to do a better job.
I think they have the potential of doing a better job.
I really do. I have high hopes.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So that's our first half.
Yeah, baby. They're like two gay geeks. They're together, you know. They're two gay guys and they're geeks. Is that okay?
And here are a few selected birthdays for November 14th through November 27th. We are catching up with the birthdays that we missed last week. November 14th, Paul McGann doesn't count.
Thank you for stealing my line. Damn it.
Who
you
is
can't
that?
say that.
I just did.
I'm sorry, who is that?
Paul McGann was one of the actors to play the Doctor from Doctor Who, but Keith cracked. I've had too much wine. Keith cracked a joke.
There's no such thing as too much wine.
I know. Keith cracked a joke. There was what was that?
Which number
it
is
was
he?
It was the Doctor Who TV special that was filmed in Canada and released here.
Right,
That's
but there was
even
there was
less
American
impressive.
Doctor
there was a
Who.
gay
Even
series.
less.
Oh, it was Queer as Folk.
Queer as Folk. That's
Okay.
right. One of the characters in the original British series, Queer as Folk, was a huge Doctor Who fan, and
his ideal date was somebody that could name all the doctors.
right. And they got to Paul and said, "What about Paul McGann?" And then they said, "Paul McGann doesn't count
Yeah. So anyway.
because Paul McGann's considered to be the American Doctor, which is rubbish."
No, we all know how I feel about Doctor Who. I love you, those who
yeah.
love it.
So also on November 14th, Patrick Warburton.
Putty and the Tick. I love his voice.
Yeah.
Love
he's
him.
fantastic.
I love him so much.
We love to watch him as the host of Soaring Over California.
Soaring Over
Anything he
California.
does,
He's
anything
hilarious.
He's just such a dork in that.
He is
He's-
everything.
dork is
He's-
the word.
He is just so perfect.
And he was Kronk.
I love him.
Yes.
Now,
So good
Now,
as Kronk.
let's be honest. I mean, really think the best thing about
I'm doing Kronk's theme song in the background.
the best thing about
He's
that
doing
movie.
his own theme song.
Yeah, he's doing his own theme song. Yeah, I really. The best thing about that movie is Eartha Kitt and Patrick Warburton.
Yeah. Well, you
two of
sure
them
we don't
are
have time
phenomenal.
for that? Because it's going to be wonderful.
Also,
Why do we even have that lever?
pull the lever?
I don't even know where we have that. Wrong. I don't even know where you have that lever.
And I've never liked your spinach puffs. The rest of the show brought to you by Emperor's New Groove.
Exactly. Also on
Ding.
Thank God you're not a really big fat guy, or this would be really difficult.
Yeah. Also, November 14th, Aaron Copland.
Is that Stuart
American...
Copland's son?
Yes,
No,
it's a fact.
It's a fact. Yeah.
I'm sorry, he is a far more talented person's offspring.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Also, on November 14th,
Claude
Monet.
Monet, my favorite artist
Yes,
ever.
he is
You know,
wonderful.
I really didn't
I love Monet.
I'm
Love
going to
Monet.
make a confession here. I was not really big into Monet until we went and saw a huge Monet exhibit at the Phoenix Art Museum, and
Oh my
I
God.
Oh my
became.
God, wait. I have a story about that.
All I was going to say is that after we got to finally the big centerpiece, I was a convert.
Okay, here's the
Yes.
thing. The chicklet was in grade school at the time, and so I took the day off work, and I go as... No, wait. I
just
am-
made us
old
hurt.
now.
I
Yeah,
know.
we're-
Oh, wait. And I am going to be one of the moms that goes on the field trip right now. Keep in mind, I have been to the Metropolitan Museum of Art more than once, and I've spent hours in the Monet section. And so we get there, and everybody's like oohing and on. I'm like, this is shit. This is garbage. This
Oh,
is
God.
nothing. Oh my God, he threw these away. If you could only see, and I'm telling Veronica and her best friend at the time, and where I'm talking about like, oh my God, girls, we've got to get to New York because oh my God, blah 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 blah.
You
And
have to see
all
the
the
water
other,
lilies.
you have to see the real thing. This is just atrocious. This is, oh my God, he would have died. He's turning over his grave that we're like looking at this. This is not what he threw these away. It even says they were from the trash. And I look up, and all the other mothers and the teacher, I am getting the Vulcan death glare from all of them, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Have never of you left the state? Because I have. I work for IBM, and I go back north to the East Coast all the time. And the Metropolitan Museum of Art has the definitive collection, and this sucks. And Veronica did make it out to the Met, and she did call me and say, "Oh my God, yeah, you're right."
Well, I was impressed with
He's so amazing,
with all of the work there.
Even the stuff he was throwing away was great.
Yeah.
But by comparison to what you can see
Right.
in the Met or in France, it's just
Well, I
they
would.
had a showing a couple of months after that, or a couple of years after that, of some of the masters. They had a couple of Monet pieces, but they also had some Degas stuff, and they had the boating party.
Oh,
Renoir's.
yeah.
And I've only seen that as a small picture.
Yeah, to actually
And you
watch to see the
that
original
thing,
work.
and it's like 12 by
It's
27
enormous.
or something like that. It's huge.
By contrast to the Mona Lisa, so we're in France. It's our only at this point in time in our
you always
lives.
see it, and it's a big, huge thing, and it's like
it's
this.
the size
it's
of
a
a
7 by
postage
12
stamp.
thing.
I know.
And I'm looking at it's got a whole wall to itself. I'm like, what is this minuscule thing that everybody's staring? We get there and we're staring at it. All I can think of is like, this is it.
Well,
This-
she has
this-
no eyebrows.
It was just. I'm like, I get it, but I don't
Dreadful
get
woman with no eyebrows.
it was just. It was one of those things. Like I don't understand why we care so much about this when if you walk 2 rooms away, there's something so much more amazing. But art is subjective, and that's
true.
why.
Exactly.
And that's why.
Yeah.
And
But
everybody
Monet's
likes
the best.
different things.
But Monet's
you
the
know?
best.
We were talking,
I would agree with that.
But Monet's the
a
best.
couple of weeks ago was Robert Mapplethorpe's birthday.
He's awesome,
and-
but Monet's the best.
Yeah, but I mean, so his art was very subjective. You had to be in. Yeah.
You have to be
Yeah.
in the right frame of mind
Strange,
for it.
yeah.
Yeah, you had to understand what he was doing.
Yeah.
too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So also last one on November 14th is Galen Hughes.
She's our niece.
Happy
birthday,
birthday.
Galen.
Happy birthday, Galen. A week late. November 15th. Judge Joseph
Is
Wapner
he
will be
still
98.
He's still
Or was-
alive? Seriously?
Yeah.
The
I know.
Wap
I
is
thought he
still
was
alive?
dead 30 years ago.
Yeah,
you know?
seriously.
I thought he was dead while he was still working on that show. That was some corpse they propped up there.
Exactly. Also, November 15th, Johnny Lee Miller.
Can
One
we
of
say
the
how much
best-
we love this guy?
I love his Sherlock Holmes.
I do
Oh my
too.
God.
I love
love
Elementary.
It is incredible.
I adore Elementary.
Just-
I
adore
love that
him.
show.
He is so wonderful. I just want to mention that now that she is divorced, I can say this again. Angelina Jolie says the biggest regret of her life, this is before Brad Pitt, was that she divorced Johnny Lee Miller.
Wow. Interesting.
Indeed.
That she was too young and they should have waited, but that he was a wonderful person.
Wow.
How
So-
about that?
Interesting.
I love him. I think he's fantastic.
And he's
Also-
hot.
Yeah.
He is.
He's a
he's pretty
hottie.
hot.
He's a hottie.
Yeah.
November 15th, Daniel Barenboim.
Who is that?
He's a famous pianist.
Oh, if you say so, okay.
Yeah, and well, he's well known in the circle, and I put a little
I know the name.
flag by this because in high school the Fine Arts Auditorium, which was the thing at the high school, they bought a new grand piano.
Did he come to play it?
And he came to inaugurate.
Oh,
that
that's
piano.
huge.
So he's playing, and it's a Busendorfer.
Wow.
And he's playing along, and all of a sudden he picks this key up and sets it up there, and it was the B flat key, broke right off.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I would have stolen that and kept it as a keepsake.
Also, last one on November 15th, Georgia O'Keeffe in
Georgia.
1887. How about that? November 16th, Burgess Meredith.
Excuse me, that should be Burgess the Penguin
Meredith.
Meredith.
Although-
I
Although-
love him so much.
Keith and I recently saw him in a Fred Astaire movie.
Oh,
and
he's
who,
wonderful in
yeah.
everything.
who knew the guy had talent like
Yeah.
that?
Oh,
I
I did.
know.
I'm sorry because he was Penguin, and I loved him as Penguin. I did my best as a little girl to find all the Burgess Meredith stuff. He is incredibly talented.
He
and
was
by the
very
way,
underrated.
was it Angry Old Men? What was the Old Men movie with Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau? Where he
The
plays-
Sunshine Boys.
No. That was with Walter
Grumpy
Matthau
Old Men.
and
Grumpy Old Men.
Grumpy
George
Old
Burns.
Men and George Burns. Yeah, Grumpy Old Men, where he's I think he is playing the thinner guy, not Matthau, the other one. Not Tony Curtis, not Tony Randall. Oh my God, Jack Lemmon. I think he's playing his dad in Grumpy Old Men. He was wonderful in that too. I love Burgess Meredith.
He is.
I would just wait.
Terribly underrated.
I really want to mention we're on our third bottle of wine.
Yeah.
So while we're all sitting here going, his name is Association. Just so you know, we're
Yeah.
now on the Bordeaux.
We're pretty sauced.
And,
Exactly.
yeah,
That's the
so-
third bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, as well. No, that's
And we had bubbly before
the
that.
We
fourth
did. That's
bottle,
what.
yeah,
No, it's our
so-
third. We had the prosecco, and then we
Okay, so this is our
had
third.
the wine,
Oh,
and now
that's
we're
right.
on.
Steve and
Oh
I
no,
have
no, no.
the-
Yeah, no, no.
Steve
It is
and I
our
have the
fourth. I'm
Pinot.
sorry. It is fourth. Yeah, there's the
Hey!
Pinot. It's the fourth. It's the fourth.
I'm still drinking the Pinot.
That's the
You
fourth.
didn't have
I'm
any of the
sorry.
Pinot.
Fourth.
Yes, I
He
did.
did
No,
too.
I didn't pour any of
He
it.
did too. He had mine.
You did pour me some Pinot.
He had mine.
Oh, well. Anyway. So, Burgess Meredith, did you see Day of the Locust?
Yes.
Strange film.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
You know what? I actually got it. It was funny. That was one of those movies I saw with my insane mother, and she didn't understand it, and I did. It was one of those.
it
No,
was
I
just-
totally
yeah,
get this movie. It's
really,
horrible. It is actually
Oh,
Day of the
it's horrible.
Locust is a complete dissection on fandom and how the people are fans will eat you alive.
Yep,
Is basically the take on that.
Exactly.
And yeah, no, he was wonderful. He's wonderful in everything.
He's
yeah.
a fantastic actor.
Also on November 16th, Fibber McGee.
And Molly. And Molly. Don't
And
forget Molly.
Yep.
It's not her birthday.
Yeah, November 17th, RuPaul.
Be fierce, girl. Be fierce.
Yep. Rock Hudson.
We've had the pleasure of seeing recently some Rock Hudson Doris Day movies, and they're
Oh, my
He's
delightful.
so delightful.
They-
You know,
They're wonderful.
Yeah.
and you know, and it's funny because I still have incredibly fond memories of Macmillan and Wife. I loved that show.
You know, and I never really followed Rock Hudson until we actually saw a couple of these films, and now it's like,
Oh, it was
okay,
giant.
when he has a shirt off, it's like, okay, he's hot.
Oh,
Yep.
oh my God! Really? You guys took that long to get into it? Oh my God! I was
Yeah.
into Rock Hudson, and that was one of the ones we actually knew.
Different
Rock
generation.
No, we actually knew Rock was gay. My family knew he was
Well,
gay.
I knew it
from
when-
day one. Well, no, but I mean, we knew he was gay while he was closeted because we were in Southern California. We knew movie people, so. We knew he was gay, and it didn't matter. I mean, he was a wonderful actor.
Oh,
He
he's
was
a
so
really
good.
he's a phenomenal actor. I think
understood
his
he
sense
was
of
a really wonderful person too.
yeah, and
Yeah.
his sense of comedy is brilliant.
Yeah, he had
but
wonderful
it
timing.
was the hotness.
Oh yeah, it was totally hot.
And there's a scene in
Pillow
one of the
Talk is so adorable.
yeah, we were watching
I love
Pillow
that movie
Talk
so much.
and he has his shirt off, and I'm like, okay,
He's in the
I
bathtub.
get
Yeah,
it.
yeah, he's in
I
the bathtub.
get it
Damn
now.
straight.
Hottie,
yeah.
hottie. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so enough of that.
Also on November 17th, Tom Ellis.
Why do I know that name?
Lucifer.
Lucifer.
Oh,
He is-
okay, he is hot.
He's hot. too.
He is
he's
hot.
really sexy.
He
yeah.
is hot. Yes, he
absolute-
is.
That show. Oh my God.
I love
Yeah.
that show.
I hate. You know what? First season in the middle, hated it. Start end kept me going, and I'm loving second season.
I'm loving
Oh,
the second
yeah.
season. Big
Loving
time.
second
Yeah.
season.
Also November 17th, David Ramsey.
AKA Diggle.
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 Oh, I just heard a yes from the background.
Yep. And Martin Scorsese.
Awesome.
He's such a phenomenal director.
He is.
And friend of ours, Mrs. Lori.
Mrs.
Mendes.
Slice of
Hey.
Sci-Fi.
Hey,
Mrs.
Lori.
Yeah.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
November 18th, Stephen Moffat.
He should be burned to the stake.
Hiss.
Yep.
Hiss.
Yep. And Alan Moore. Crazy
Oh,
Yes.
Crazy Uncle Alan.
Crazy
Yeah.
Uncle Ed. That is, yeah.
Yep. Also on November 18th,
Louis Daguerre.
Louis Daguerre, 1789. Can you believe that
Wow.
photography has been around?
Daguerre.
I didn't realize
Yes,
it was that
actually,
long.
I'm an old West buff, so yes, I can.
Wow. You know, it's just I'm just amazed.
Yeah.
I'm just amazed. The daguerreotypes were if you can find them
Yeah.
anymore, it's incredible. Also on November 18th, a friend of ours that we have interviewed, Zach Neutowers.
Who might be up for an Academy Award
You
this
never
year.
know. He did the short film.
He
Killer
did the short film
Films.
Killer Friends.
Oh.
He
Oh
has
my God,
submitted
it's
it.
incredible.
It might be accepted as best short.
And we can all applaud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Somebody we
are
actually
so,
care about.
We are so hoping and so crossing our fingers.
Digits crossed.
Yep.
Yes, we really are pushing for him that he gets in.
Exactly. November 19th, Eleanor Audley.
No idea.
No idea.
None.
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 Not a
None.
single-
Zero.
We were talking about Cinderella earlier.
Did she write the story?
No.
No, that's a
That's a
French
gr-
fairy
yeah,
tale.
I know.
Not that story. She was actually Lady Tremaine.
Oh, she did the voice.
And she was the voice for Maleficent.
She was the voice of Maleficent for Sleeping
Oh,
Beauty.
okay. Well, then she's awesome. Okay.
She is awesome.
November 20th, Jeremy Jordan.
Again, why do I know that name?
When?
Oh, he's
Oh,
Win
he's
from
Win.
Supergirl.
Oh,
We
he's so
love him.
adorable.
He's like 33.
Really, he looks 18.
He's
I
the
know
he-
he does,
he's
doesn't
he's
he?
the
He is so adorable.
He is
He's
the
the
should-be
adorable
gay
hobbit.
boyfriend.
The
You know-
adorable hobbit.
He's
You
the
know-
should be gay boyfriend.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
we were talking about that, and we were talking about who should who we knew there was going.
We knew there was going to be a coming out
and
this
we thought
season.
He would be perfect.
He's the
no,
one.
he's.
He
You
needs
know
to be a
what?
Gay boy,
I know, but you know what? I like the fact that they haven't done that because he's in love with Carr, or he was, and he's moving on.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like that.
I know. Well,
Yeah, we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Yep. Also, November 20th, Edwin Powell Hubble.
Now, why do I know that name?
Yeah.
Why do I know that name?
And a friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Friend of
One of my best
everybody's,
friends, Eugene Glover. Yeah.
November 21st, Bjork. I only put this in here because people still talk
Remember the swan
about
dress?
Swan
the
dress.
swan dress.
Because
that was like, what,
damn, girl.
1986?
Because damn. Okay,
hey,
just
you
damn.
know, this is the epitome of something Oscar Wilde said, and that is, there is only one thing in the world worse than being talked about, and that is
Not being talked about.
Yeah. And everybody is still talking about that damn dress.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's
I'm
right.
serious. Was it 86?
I don't know
it was
how
the
long ago it
90s.
was.
I think it was the 90s.
It's got to be the
but yeah,
90s,
it was
but
the
holy
90s,
cow,
yeah.
we're still talking about it.
Yeah. Also, November. That's the only reason I put her in there.
That just
She
goes to
counts.
show.
She
Just
counts.
yeah.
It just
She
goes to
counts.
show.
She counts.
Yep.
Dancer in the Dark, she counts.
Lorna Luft on November 21st. Yay. Sister of
Sister of
Liza
Liza.
Minnelli. Liza Minnelli.
Yep. November 22nd.
ScarJo.
Scarlett Johansson.
Wow, it's like
Mark Ruffalo.
I was going to say it's Avengers Assemble.
Exactly.
Pretty much right at that
Yeah.
moment, yeah.
And Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes.
And Robert Vaughn would have been 84, but he died.
I
on
know.
the
just
So
died.
Yeah, he
heartbreaking.
just died.
The election killed a lot of people.
It
Wait, I'm sorry, was that
did.
my out loud voice? Yeah, whoops. Yeah.
Yeah, we were commenting. I don't know if you saw the new
Leonard
Man
Cohen.
the
Yeah, they
new
saw
Man
it. We were
from
talking
Earth.
about it earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, they loved it.
And I thought it.
Genie and Summer loved
I thought
it.
it would
Yeah.
have been a good tribute to have David McCallum and Robert Vaughn just
Oh, I
Just
know.
give them a
do
cameo.
a cameo.
I
you
don't know whether
like
they
sitting
didn't
at
want
one-
them or they didn't want to do it. I mean, sometimes actors don't want to do it.
Yeah,
And, you know.
but it would have been perfect.
I would have loved
for them
it.
to just be sitting at that.
Yeah.
There's
in the
that one restaurant
yeah,
scene.
Yeah.
at the table.
Yeah.
and, and they didn't have to do anything. Just
Just
give each other
watch.
a look.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
that
And
would've-
they
that would've
could be
been
watching the interaction between the two of them. They look at each other, they shake their heads, they walk off. That's it. That would have
Yeah.
been phenomenal.
Yeah,
I would have loved
I
it.
agree.
Yeah.
Can never happen now.
I know.
It's too late.
Yep. Also, November 22nd, Terry Gilliam.
Our
Monty
crazy
Python fame.
our crazy director.
And Benjamin Britten.
Who is that?
famed
Composer.
Oh, okay.
A British composer.
Okay.
His probably one of his most famous works is
The
Young Person's Guide to an Orchestra.
Yeah. Okay.
as well as
Very popular.
Yep,
Okay.
and he did several operas. So
Yeah,
they were
he did
written
Paul Bunyan.
Yeah, Paul Bunyan.
Oh, okay.
He did Midsummer Night's Dream.
Midsummer's Night Dream. There's one other really huge opera that he did. I can't. It escapes me right now.
Billy Budd.
Billy Budd. That's it.
Oh,
Yeah,
alrighty.
a number of different things. And,
He's
and
huge.
his actually
Learn
Britain,
something new
his-
every day.
The operas that he wrote specifically for his partner,
Yeah.
Peter Pears.
Mm,
So
very nice.
And usually there's a big music festival that takes place every summer in Britain at the Royal Albert Hall. It's called the Promenades.
Uh-huh.
And
The Proms.
the Proms is what they call it for short. And usually they close out the festivities with Britain. And I mean, he's beloved.
he is. He's yeah. Anyway. Also,
At
let's see.
midnight.
Yeah,
I've
November
been reading ahead.
23rd, Mr. Chris Hardwick.
This
love him.
man is my hero.
I love him.
Adore him, and we accidentally drove by his house.
Wow.
The last time we were down in Beverly
Accidentally,
Hills.
wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
We
say
had
more,
no
say more.
idea. The only reason I recognized is because I knew the house was being worked on because he announced it on his podcast, and I recognized his car because he talked about it on his podcast, and I went, "That's Hardwick's house."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really
for the peanut gallery, and
I-
there were a bunch of zombies out
No,
front.
and I got to say, I love the man because I was listening to one of his earliest shows, and he said something that made me literally, while at work, I raised my fists in victory, and that is when he said, "I think gay geeks are the best."
Yeah.
Cool.
And I said, "This man,
Yep.
I mean, if I have a will, he will be on it."
Yep.
Hey.
Also, November 23rd,
you.
Boris
Okay.
Karloff.
Ooh.
Yeah, Mr.
Who
Scary
Bela
himself.
Lugosi hated.
November 24th, Dwight Schultz
Da,
and,
da, da, da,
I love him.
da,
and
da, da. I
Denise
love.
Crosby.
Eh.
Both of them.
Both of them from Star Trek,
Dwight-
Star Trek alumni.
Well, Dwight Schultz is 18.
I know, but Dwight Schultz did he probably turned out one of the greatest roles in Star Trek: The Next Generation, where he plays this bumbling engineer named Barclay. And who knew that the character would become so unbelievably popular that they would actually bring him back in not just another series, but also in one of the films.
Yeah. But
it's a
I'm
testament
sorry,
to the actor.
I'm an A-team girl, and that's
He's
Murdoch.
a fabulous actor.
That's Murdoch.
I adore the guy.
Yeah. Denise Crosby. Yeah. Nice try, babe.
Yep. Also, November 24th, Scott Joplin.
Wonderful music.
King of Ragtime.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, his music. I love his
I
music.
do love his music.
That is timeless still.
Yeah.
I mean, I can watch The Sting over and over again.
Yes.
I mean, I could just turn it off and just listen to the music.
Yep.
I have a whole playlist of Scott Joplin, and
Love his
actually
stuff.
some of it
I do too.
James Levine is playing because
Yeah.
he's an accomplished.
Oh,
pianist,
yeah.
so-
Jimmy is a fabulous pianist,
Yeah.
and his interpretation of Joplin is fabulous.
Yep. Also, November 24th.
My sister.
Your sister Noel Hughes. Happy birthday, Noel. November 25th. 5th. Hello, it's the wine talking. November 25th, Ricardo Montalban.
And his Corinthian leather.
Yes. Also, November 25th.
Another Star Trek pairing.
Yeah, Star Trek pairing.
Jeffrey Hunter was who?
He was
Oh, is
Captain
he Pike?
Christopher
He was
Pike.
Pike. Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, Robert Goulet.
Yeah, November
Robert
26th.
Goulet.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
God,
saw
Robert
this
Goulet.
guy.
Goulet.
I
and his
saw
Cajun
this.
Christmas.
It's Cajun Christmas. No, I was going to say, I saw him live. Years ago, there was a live stage revival of Camelot. And now, of course, when it originally hit Broadway,
He was
played
Lancelot,
Lancelot, but
and now he
he's
plays Arthur.
But this time he
Yeah.
was playing Arthur, and I got to see it at the Gamage at ASU, and he was fabulous.
Okay, wait a minute. I just have to say that Robert Goulet. Oh my God, Robert Goulet.
Yeah.
What's that from? Chorus
geez,
line.
Chorus
A
line, yes.
And let's see.
Charles Schultz. Don't forget Charles Schultz.
Yeah, where are
Hey,
we?
Charlie Brown.
Yeah, there we are. And November 27th, Bruce
late Bruce Lee.
The late
and-
great Bruce Lee.
Oh, and in my opinion, I mean, I love to death martial arts films, but nobody will
Kata.
ever touch Bruce Lee.
yeah.
Yep.
No.
The man was
Yeah.
he was it.
And last but not least, on November 27th, Andrew Celsius.
Andrew Centigrade?
So, yeah, in 1701. He was an astronomer. And that is it for the birthdays this time. Oh
I don't
my
think
God,
we've
we
ever
had
spent that much time on birthdays
I don't think
ever.
we have.
Sorry,
ever.
sorry.
Oh, but it was
sorry.
more
That's all
fun
right.
than ever.
It was a lot of fun. That's it for the birthdays.
Technorama, the podcast for geeks, because geeks are better than cool. You don't hear someone say, "Get away from me, you cool person." Who's gonna have their 65-inch home theater system installed by the Cool Squad? Not me, that's for sure. How much cool cred do you have? Not enough to care about. Think you'll find any canned unicorn meat at thinkcool.com? It's just a part domain name. They
Oh,
don't
sorry.
even have roadkill in a paper cup. That's why you need to start listening to Technorama, because that's what geeks do. Go to chuckchat.com and listen to Technorama before you turn cool.
Is that the first time we've ever actually talked over a bumper?
Yeah.
I liked it.
Go give a listen to our friends Chuck and Craig over at Technorama. And now,
It's the wine.
what time is it?
I don't
It
know.
is
Hammer time.
listener
Can't touch this.
feedback.
You said hammer time.
I did. Can't touch this.
Okay, now we have to start this off with a bit of a downer, and I apologize, but I do want to address this.
Yeah.
And this is a really sad moment, and sadly, because wine is really good at releasing inhibitions. This could be a very emotional moment. We recently lost a very dear friend of ours.
Yeah.
Her name was Ann Roberts. This woman was an angel.
She was incredible.
She was amazing. She spearheaded the Verde Valley Comic Book Expo
Last
last
spring.
year. It was
Yeah.
the very first one, and one of the reasons she did it is because she felt that a lot of native Arizona talent, especially in the comic book area, was just being neglected.
And
including her
a lot-
husband.
There's a lot of comic book talent in northern Arizona.
A
Actually.
lot of it.
Yeah, I mean it's incredible. So they started the Verde Valley Comic Book Expo, and we had found out about it
Just the day before.
Like the day, it was on Thursday, and I sent an email, and then I called on Friday, and then she called me back and said, "Oh, we would love to have you." And so,
They were willing to comp us. It was only a $5 admission. It was, we'll pay.
Yeah, we paid.
We'll
Yeah,
pay.
it was
Not a problem. We'll pay, dear. That's okay.
Because it was to benefit the library. She worked at the library, and so she we
she
saw her.
died. Yeah,
we
saw her just a few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago at the.
It was the Carefree comic book.
No, not Carefree.
Not Carefree. No. God darn it.
Prescott?
Cottonwood.
Thank you. It began with a C. That's all I knew.
Cottonwood Comic Book Show, and she was there with her husband, Danny,
and their kid, Daniel Paul,
and we chatted with her a little bit, and then she gave us a wonderful little kitty,
beautiful little gift because there was a lull during the show. And we were talking about Max and how we were very, very upset about that. And she turns around and draws a beautiful illustration, which for people who are at home, Keith is now showing to Gini.
And it's adorable.
It's really adorable.
That's
She
so
was
sweet.
such a sweetheart. And we
and
only found out just last week that she shockingly passed away, and none of us exactly know what it is. It'll be a while before we find out, but it was very unexpected and unbelievably sudden.
She was headed out to work, and she had said Danny works the overnight shift, and she had made him some tea and said goodbye to Daniel Paul and went
Their
out
son,
to go to work.
and then about 15 minutes later, Danny, the husband, was going to take Daniel Paul, their son, out to school, and they go out to the garage and they found her, and she had passed away.
Slept over, and made no noise, and or anything, and so it was. Wow.
It broke our hearts. It was so sad because this was a woman who every time you saw her, she had a smile on her face. She was just one of those lovely people. She was just such a lovely person and such a supporter of the geek community. Huge supporter. So we ran a little article the moment we found out after she had died. So we ran an article, and we had a couple of some comments. We got some feedback. One of them from Andrea Richoff. She said, sympathies for your loss. Good friend Hamish Downey, who's a filmmaker. He wrote, sounds like you've lost a wonderful person. My deepest regards. Al Sparrow, who's a friend of Russ Kazmierczak.
He's also the letterer on the Occupants.
He's the letterer on the Occupants comic book,
as well as Red Skirts.
Okay, so he's also a friend of Dave Beatty's.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so he wrote, we've only recently become Facebook friends, but we've had some some fun conversations there. My condolences to those who are much closer to her. Yeah, we were all very, very heartbroken by that. So then, moving on to lighter stuff. This is in regards to our episode 103. Now, there's a bit of a joke going on here.
Wait, before you say this, I just want to say that Kurt and Calgary has just won the podcast world for this month.
Has he indeed?
He has indeed. They're getting to it. I'm reading ahead. Kurt from Calgary, you're awesome.
Yeah, Kurt Calgary, he's a really awesome guy. Anyway, there was a little gag that was going on back and forth, and I think, what were we talking about, Doctor Strange?
Yeah, and he said if he says that
my mom is Martha. My mom's name is Martha.
I'm going to scream.
Yeah,
and I said, well. And then he went to see the movie.
Then he saw the movie.
Yeah.
So there was a whole big thing about Martha is my mom. So he added this little bit about Martha is my mom too. Is my new I am your father. Spoiler joke.
Exactly.
Yeah, Kurt, you totally. You can't
I
win the
love
internet,
Kurt.
But you win the podverse.
Yeah,
for this
I
month,
love you, Kurt. You're awesome.
You're awesome.
Yeah. And we've got also a message from Scott Linder, good friend of ours from L.A. He said, I just want to say that I loved Doctor Strange. It may pull a lot style-wise from the other Marvel movies, but it works. I don't want to spoil it, so I'll just say the transition from self-centered neurologist to selfless hero is fun to watch, and I think they did a good job with it. Yep. I will say, yes, I agree, and I thought, Benny, Yes, I called him Benny.
The guy from The Mummy, is he in this movie? I can't wait. We haven't seen it yet. We're going this weekend, actually. Somewhere in the next few days, we're going to go see it.
Yeah, he did a really
Benny's
good job.
in it?
Benny is in it.
I love Benny.
He did a good job.
You know, horrible little men like you always get their comeuppance.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Oh, you mean Benny Batch?
Benny Batch.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant Benny from The Mummy.
No, not that
Benny Batch.
Benny Cumberbatch.
Wait. I just want everybody to
Benny
pause
the Otter.
Wait, Yes, I want you to pause for a moment and think that I was way more excited thinking the guy who played Benny in the Mummy movie was in this movie than the fact that it's Benedict Cumberbatch. I just want everybody to pause for a moment and think about that, and now we'll move on.
Benny the Otter.
Yes, King Benny.
King Benny.
King Benny. He looks like an otter to me. I'm sorry.
I'm sadly named after under so many ways.
Yes. Otters are cute. Okay. Everybody loves King Benny.
And I am considered an otter in the gay community.
That's right.
Okay, so there it is.
Stop whining.
Okay,
Could
fine.
be worse.
So then, anyway, then we got an interview.
Could have named him Clarence Valentino. It could be a lot worse.
It could have, yeah. Then we got a comment from Mark Ross, who is a fabulous filmmaker we interviewed in the last episode, and he says, "Many thanks to Keith Lane and Ben Raginson of TG Geeks for our very first media interview on Curse of the Phantom Shadow. Please check it out here." And he gave the link to the actual episode. We were his first interview.
And it was a great interview. He had some really great stories because he's been around for a long, long time.
Well, him and Stephen Manley both.
Yeah.
Stephen Manley, who was one of the stars of Curse of the Phantom Shadow, played 17-year-old Spock in The Search for Spock.
Oh.
And the guy
got to do the Ponfar.
He got to do the Ponfar scene, and turns out that his grandfather is actually in the movie Singing in the Rain. He has a walk-on part.
Oh, very nice.
He's the guy that
Gene Kelly hands off the umbrella to during the title song.
Okay.
Yeah. At the very end of Singing in the Rain, Gene Kelly hands off. That's his grandfather.
Wow.
And he stars in Curse of the Phantom Shadow, and it's a beautiful noirish 1920s throwback sci-fi spy movie. That looks
it looks great,
gorgeous.
Yep,
we can't wait to see it. So, but yes, Mark Ross is the writer, director, producer, man of all, wear of all hats,
everything,
whatever. Yeah.
editor.
Yeah. So
CGI artist.
Yeah, he's the guy. So
did the titles
pretty much
catering.
Exactly.
Yeah, he did it all.
We feel your pain, dude.
Yeah.
Chauffeur.
Yeah, he's still working on the film.
Yeah.
He's working on it for like 3,000 years now.
Yeah. Well, that's how it happens.
Yeah, sadly, you know. So, and then we ran the teaser trailer for Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets, which I said looks absolutely beautiful. And you heard us talk about it a little bit earlier in the show. Yeah. And Mark Ross had a comment about it. He says, "Trailer is incredible. Very excited to see this film," which we all agree. And of course, then there's a comment from Valerian, the movie. And this is the official Twitter. And they said, "Don't take our word for it, take yours." Meaning ours. Take our word for it.
That's right. Like I said, you guys are Twitter famous. I'm really excited that
really
you're still talking to me.
I know.
I'm very thrilled you're still talking to me.
Are you kidding? We're thrilled that you're in our studio.
Aw.
We're thrilled that you and Steve are in our studio.
No,
there's nothing boingy about that. And there's nothing dramatic about that either. No, it should be like angels singing.
Yeah, that was. I like the second one better. The boing is like, hey, we're doing Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, really.
2. Yeah.
No, it should be something more wonderful, more pleasant. The fact that we've got them here in
more
studios.
CW. Don't you want to take this series?
Yeah, I mean, something really delightful.
Something along that.
Yes.
No.
Yes, something that brings about.
Calgon,
take me away. I don't know. Oh no, that's appropriate. Now, shit.
My God. You don't want to know what happened, but I'm going to tell you.
Broke it.
I did not touch that. It died because of your music. No, they have.
Actually, it was me. I knocked the monitor over.
They have a script. Shocking as this will sound to anybody listening to this, we actually have a script.
We need a script. We've had so much wine.
And they have an iPad on my little table, so I can follow along the script, even though I'm actually looking at Ben's monitor because it's easier for me to see.
Well, there it is.
And Ben and I were waving our hands around, and Ben knocked my script over. So just
you think I'm part Italian?
It's the wine.
You'd think I was part
Italian.
Italian.
Fourth bottle, just so you know.
So anyway, moving along.
Moving along. Yes.
We ran a story about
Blah, blah,
how
We're at 54 minutes.
I know the
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. We're having a great time.
I'm sorry.
The next Pacific Rim film, Maelstrom, had begun production. And Tommy Cannon, a follower of us, said, "This is spectacular news. I'm looking forward to more wild, weird, and innovative monster designs." And I'm going to say, while that could be fun, I'm looking to more robot fun. And, you know,
Yeah.
years
Can I
ago...
say something?
Go for it.
Okay, this is the shameless plug portion. If you would like to read some really awesome kaiju, the Mammoth Book of Kaiju is in stores now, and my short story written as J.C. Koch, with bright shining faces, made this cut. This is the best of kaiju from the last couple of years, and it is in stores now. So if you want some really awesome kaiju that is coming, and Mech Age of Steel is coming out probably early next year.
Now, that sounds interesting.
It is, and
We
I
will
have a
talk.
story on that.
I want to talk about that a
a
little bit
shameless plug
later.
time.
That's okay. That's okay. We will talk about that later. Make
When
a note of
I'm
that.
writing as J.C. Koch for both of those.
Okay. What I just want to add that while Tommy is looking forward to more wild, weird, and innovative monster designs, I'm looking towards the robots. Now let's just for a moment here. Of course, being the fact
I thought
that
the robots were incredible.
now the Jaegers is what they were called.
Jaegers, yes.
Now, how do you top this? Obviously, you're going now. Well, in terms of the kaiju, you can go bigger and better. If they don't have Cthulhu show up, I'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
But in
Cthulhu's
terms,
not really a kaiju, though.
no, he's not.
He's an old one.
really.
Kaiju
He's
are
an elder
different.
god.
Yeah, he's an older
But I
god.
still
It's very
want to
different.
see him.
No. By the way, can I say what my title of my story in Mech Age of Steel is?
Okay.
You ready? Jägermeister.
Okay, now that's good. I got to give you that. Now, what I will... Thank you. Well timed. Now, what I do want to say is, and Summer and I had this conversation right after we both saw the first Pacific Rim. We were in the Slice Studios, and we were chatting while we were off air, and we both agreed that... Because there was talk of the sequel at that point. What I want to see is Voltron.
Yes! Oh my god, I love Voltron so much.
Now, I want to see... Now, of
I
course,
used to get home early from when I was in junior college. I would come home early. I would race home after my last class so I could see Voltron.
a lot of people have done that for anime shows, and Voltron was one
I
of them.
love
I
Voltron.
love Voltron.
I love both versions of Voltron, by the way.
Yes.
Not just the lion version, but the first version where it was
I
20.
I love the first
version
one.
was actually better.
I like the first one.
I don't know why they changed it to the lion. I didn't mind the lions. Even
Lions
though
are
the girl
okay,
had
but
the
I
pink lion.
loved the
The
first
version. I loved so much.
Oh, that was so good.
There's
So-
some hints of Voltron in my story.
Yes,
just saying.
I love the first version. So anyway, in terms of what Tommy says, what I want to see, now you have to go bigger and better. So it's easy to go bigger and better with the kaiju. For the robots, I want to see for your final act. I want to see a Voltron scene. I want to see the different Jaegers assemble and come up with a super Jaeger.
That would be.
I can't.
I
wait.
would die for that.
I can't wait for you to read Jägermeister.
Okay, well,
That's
there you
all
go.
I'm going to say.
Okay,
right
you
there.
got that. So, moving then on, we have a little article that we ran about how the new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Homecoming, Michael Giacchino, who has really become the chameleon of film
Oh my lord!
composers,
Yeah.
will be handling the music responsibilities for this film. I love Michael Giacchino. I fell in love with this man's music from the moment we saw the Pixar film The Incredibles.
Oh my god!
Oh, he did that music. Oh,
Oh,
that was
my
I
God.
love that movie so much.
It was that.
It was everything James Bond should have been.
exactly at the time.
It was the best James Bond movie of that year.
I will agree with that. And what the thing with I love Danny Elfman's score for Batman, the first one, the Tim Burton Batman. The problem
Yes.
that I have with Danny Elfman, whom I adore, I'm a giant Oingo Boingo fan.
I am too.
But all his scores sound the same. He does
Yes.
that same thing. Don't,
dun,
you know.
dun,
Yeah,
dun,
but
yeah,
the
in
same,
fact,
that
you
same
can
beat.
immediately recognize
That
we
is
listen
Danny
to it. It's
Elfman.
like,
It's
oh,
like-
that sounds. I can't
Yeah.
tell you how many times we watched a film.
Whereas Nightmare Before Christmas at least has different songs, but really it's Batman and Nightmare Before Christmas and everything else sounds
yeah,
like those two.
I cannot tell you the number of times we watched a film and Keith will pop in and says, did Danny Elfman write this? And we watched a little bit further. Yep,
Yes.
he wrote it.
Exactly. And
But
I resent the non-change.
Yeah, but Michael Giacchino is
my
a
God.
real
Just
genius.
a chameleon.
I mean,
Well, that's what you need to be good.
yeah, you have to be able to write in different styles, and
well,
he's so
and
good
do
at that.
A melody too.
Right, you have to be able to write a good theme.
in the style of Jerry Goldsmith.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
He is so good, and one of the good things I will say about the
And John
Star
Williams,
Trek
sorry.
JJ films, I think the music is phenomenal.
I'm sorry, were we talking? I
The
missed
Star Trek JJ movies,
Oh, the
you
Star
like
Treks.
those?
I like those. Sorry, I thought you said Star Wars. As soon as we said Star, I just
No, that's
flipped the
John
wrong way.
Williams.
That's John Williams. Yes, you're right. I love the new Star Trek movies. As we
But
know,
the music is
I do
very,
like the music is very fitting.
and that
it's very good.
is key. I think if you really, I mean,
Music really matters in your movie. If you
I
take
think
the
so.
sound out of a movie, I have a story. It's too long for the podcast, but remind me to tell you the SeaWorld story another time.
but there was a time where people went out and bought soundtracks.
Yes.
And that really kind of died out once you got out of the 80s into the 90s and up
It's
to
still there. Pirates of the Caribbean.
okay. Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer. A lot of the Western
Hans
soundtrack.
Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer. The
Oh,
Western soundtracks.
Howard
tend to-
Shore.
Yes.
Yes.
I bought Howard Shore soundtracks and I love his
Yes.
music.
So I mean, it just depends on the composer. I mean,
It
if
does.
they're really good. Way back when the Chicklet bought the Ocean's 11 soundtrack, and most of it I think is really forgettable, but there are parts of it that are like, yeah, okay, that's good. Not just the Elvis song.
Right.
It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, I get it. Those are pretty good. I get why you bought that.
But Michael Giacchino, what I love about him is he's able to, I mean, he wrote what I thought really felt like the perfect spy theme, even though The Incredibles is about superheroes. It
Oh, it's
had a
such a good
really
movie.
good spy
Yeah,
theme
yeah.
motif to it going on.
Exactly. It
And
had the
he
whole
nailed
James
it.
Bond thing,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
He absolutely nailed it. I think he wrote a really good space opera epic type motif for the Star Trek movies.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that he's going to be doing Spider-Man, that's exciting to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I think he's going to be fantastic for that. So anyway, Mark Ross, who we talked about a little bit earlier, he said probably one of the best composers in the business right now. His score to Tomorrowland outshined the film. I will agree with that.
Absolutely.
Didn't see
I
it.
will agree with that. Tomorrowland, one of the most disappointing films I've seen in a long time. Sorry, Brad Bird, I love you, but that was a very disappointing film. But the music was fabulous.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. He says, I cannot wait to hear his Rogue One score, which would be nice because what I love about Rogue One is that they're completely breaking away from the big overarching arc of Star Wars
Yeah.
and come up with a completely standalone independent film.
Sorry, this is where my snore comes in. Go on.
I think you're going to like Rogue One.
I'm not
I
going to
really
see
do.
it. I've told you. I'm just. Force Awakens killed it for me. The only film I care about from the Star Wars
I
thing,
think
I realize is New Hope. I will wait and see what you guys think of it.
I
and then
think we're going to love it.
I'm not fighting for Slice. I'm fighting for Beauty and the Beast. I'm not fighting for Rogue One. Anybody
Right.
else? That's up for everybody else's grabs, not mine.
I think it's going to be a good film, and I'm very excited the fact that Michael Giacchino is going to be composing it.
That is the most exciting part of it right
Anyway,
now.
he Mark Ross does say he is definitely made from the same cloth as Leonard Bernstein, John Williams, Jerry Goldsmith, James Horner, and Basil I can't pronounce that name.
Polidors.
Thank you. I've had too much wine. I am so tired of bland movie scores.
Bingo.
Part of the fun of going to the movies is hearing a great score.
It
And
is
we've
totally
got a
agree.
story to talk
It
about
is
that.
totally agree.
It is part and parcel to the film. I mean,
We
it
have
is.
an experience on that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we'll save that for later.
Okay.
Then anyway,
You
Beauty
just
and the
both
Beast.
teases.
yes. Anyway, then I recently released a review for the film Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And one of my friends, Kevin Patrick Red, said, Kevin Red Patrick, says, I read your review, Ben. I'm even more excited. And then, that was before he saw the film. Then I sent him a message saying, I really want to know what you think about this movie. And he wrote back, OMG, I love this movie. I can't wait for the next 4, and I feel in love with Newt.
Aw.
So I agree with you completely, Kevin. But we're going to talk a little bit about that movie a little bit later, and that is our feedback for today.
Thank you for all of
4 hours later.
Yeah. Thank you to everyone who commented.
I blame myself.
We certainly want to hear from you. You are important to us. You are the reason that we do this for you.
Yes.
Just a reminder.
Can I just add that?
Sure.
I live for the feedback.
Yep.
I really do. I live for the feedback, and having said
it lifts
that,
me up, and it makes
really,
me feel better.
It makes
especially when I'm down.
Yeah, and this has been a very bad year for everybody.
Yeah, and
2016 has sucked.
I need a redo.
And
it's a suck.
We're going on 3 years, and this is episode 104. I mean, that's a long time in podcasting.
Was I episode 1?
It's a long time.
Was I episode 1? Was I in episode 1?
No, but you were early.
I was really early. I was
you
like
were
your first
very
interview.
early.
I was
You
like your
were-
first interview.
You
right?
were our
Episode
first interview.
12 or something like that.
Yeah, I was your first interview.
You
as
were
I
our
recall.
very first interview. No question about it.
I appreciate the loyalty.
Well,
Let me just say.
But what I want to say is that we love the feedback, and to the twins, Sasha and Dagmar, we're still waiting for that voicemail.
Well, they took a Twitter break in November, so at the end of
I'm saying it again.
Maybe get something else.
I want that feedback. I
Yes,
want to hear a
please,
voicemail from
please,
Sasha and
please.
Dagmar. I desperately want the twins because I adore them.
Or you can send us an email.
True, as they have done many, many times.
We'll read it aloud.
And as we do, this was all printed feedback.
Trust me, I'm looking at it.
Yeah. So just a reminder, if you do decide to give us feedback, we want to know whether you like the show or if you don't like the show. What you don't like about it, please let us know. But please play nice. Don't be
a dick.
As in the words
thank
of
you.
Will Wheaton, don't be a dick.
Yep. And you can comment on our Facebook page at TG Squared Studios or TG Geeks Webcast.
TG Gooks. TG Gooks.
Do, yeah. No, stop. No, go there. Where you can comment on our episodes and articles that we publish. You can also comment on our webcast.
Would you like
You
me to handle
really?
this part?
I
I
can't
can handle
read.
this part. I can
Honey,
do this part.
you
Would
have
like me to
not
handle
had
this
as much wine as we have,
No,
and you're
no.
fumbling.
I could do this if you'd like me to.
YouTube episodes.
Oh, no, I'm
or
scared
at
now.
tggeeks.com, and you could receive a shout out on a future episode. You can also call our listener feedback line, and we'll play your comment on it.
Color our feedback line.
469
Yes, it's purple. It's a
TG
nice
Geeks.
color.
That's 469-844-3357.
33957.
You're
Don't pay
supposed to
attention to me.
sing that
Really?
just so you know to
Don't
make it
listen
more
to
memorable.
That man behind the curtain.
Yeah, because he has no idea what he's talking about.
Hi, I'm Patricia Chica, director, producer, and here you are listening to my favorite podcast, The Two Gay Geeks. Oh, yeah.
I just love that music.
I know. And we want to say we adore Patricia. She has been so good for us, really, in terms of the PR that she's given us.
Yeah, she's wonderful. She really is.
She's one of a number of people that have been really good for us. And, of course,
Yeah, and
another one.
Jeannie's been good for us, too.
Jeannie has
Just
been
going to say, I'm chopped liver.
Oh,
over here.
no. In
It's
fact,
chopped
I was
wine.
chopped liver.
I was about to say, and the person who helped really kickstart the whole thing was
Yeah.
this lovely lady in our studio right now.
Yes.
Anyway, we want to talk a little bit about a movie that Keith and I just saw the other day, and we have a review for it.
haven't.
We have a review for it, so we will be very non-spoilery.
Non-spoilerific.
So you claim.
No, we'll definitely.
We
I mean,
won't.
even
No.
with all the wine, we will make a deliberate attempt to be non-spoilery. But we do have a review that is sitting on our website, and we will have the link for this in our show notes for Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
That looks really good.
It is absolutely incredible.
I cannot say how much I loved this movie.
Rowling did a fabulous job.
Yeah.
She was a screenwriter for this, so
Yes!
Yeah, she's very involved.
And yes,
it was
she's very involved.
well written. Yeah, it was just oh my god.
And I will admit,
it so lives in the universe.
yes, now I will admit I was a little nervous. And of course, a lot of I'm not pointing to you. No, a lot of other authors, and well, not just authors, but a lot of other artists. Let me really open that up. A lot of other artists will say, "I will never revisit this ever again."
You know, I hate that. I
I
really
do
hate
too.
that.
I think it's a bad
hate
idea.
That. I find it offensive to your fans. I get if you're done, and I appreciate that Rowling understood that the impact of the Harry Potter books and movies was so vast that people do want more of that.
Right.
And I'll be brutally honest. I loved the first 4 books. I think they are 4 of the best books I've ever read. I'm
going to agree with that.
I really hated 5, 6, and 7. And you know what? Basically 5, I could have edited 200 pages out of that. It'd have been a better book. You know what? You get to do what you get to do when you're that big, and whatevs. Okay. She wrote the book she wanted to write. That is her choice.
Right.
I get to say which ones I don't like as the
you
reader.
absolutely have
but
the right.
The
yes.
first 4 books I think are 4 of the best books I've ever read. I would fully
agree.
invested in every character. I loved everything. That in books 5, 6, and 7, she was allowed a lot of. I can still remember reading her Scholastic. Say, "Oh, I wouldn't presume to edit J.K. Rowling." It's like, are you kidding? That's your whole job. I'm sorry, too much wine. That's your whole damn job. Your whole job as an editor is to say, this has gone on too long, it needs to be cut. And I thank God every day that I have a wonderful editor who doesn't feel that she's too, that I'm too special for her to edit, because she makes my books better, more concise, more accurate, more on target. So I can tell when the editors decided, oh, you can do whatever you want because it's all going to sell.
Yeah.
But the first 4 books are wonderful, and I love them, and I reread those. I didn't like 5, 6, and 7, so I stopped. Right?
Yeah.
But the movies were all great. The
yeah.
actors are wonderfully
fabulous.
chosen. I don't necessarily agree with every directorial decision, but that's okay. But I was interested in this movie. Honestly, I'm way more excited because I was very soured on 5, 6, and 7, and in fact have not. I don't think I know we saw the 5th movie, and I was underwhelmed dramatically. And I don't remember if we saw 6. We have not seen 7 and 8, so we haven't seen the last ones because I just said, you know what? My time is precious. I don't care. I'll rewatch the first ones.
And it's
I was a
interesting you
little
say
hesitant.
that. I will admit that I have seen The Chamber of Secrets a number of times because I do like it, but the one movie we keep going back to is Sorcerer's Stone.
Right, the first one.
We have watched that
Right.
almost religiously. I have only seen 3, in terms of movies,
Yeah.
I've only seen 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 twice.
Right. Yeah.
Once in the theater, once in home video. I have never gone back to them.
Right. And that's okay because everybody's art is different. So at first when they announced this, I was very underwhelmed. I'm
was
like,
too.
oh my God, you're
it's-
taking this throwaway book that my husband got for me years ago for Christmas, right? And I read it in like an hour and I thought, seriously? One day will I be able to barf out this level of nothing and make the bestseller list? Oh, please God. So far, no, I can't do that yet. But the movie, the trailers, that the world that they've created from that looks amazing. I was uninterested till I saw the first trailer, and then I went, "Oh, okay, you're taking us back to the beautiful beginning of that magic experience of our first introduction to somebody in this world." And I'm very excited about it.
As well as the actors that they've chosen.
Oh,
as well.
good
Well,
cast.
Eddie Redmayne is fantastic.
Yes, he is.
And as we were talking earlier, well, not on the podcast, but while we were drinking wine before we were podcasting,
and waiting for the faucet
for
to be
the plumber,
replaced.
yay! And he is our hero. But there are actors that may be very, very handsome or beautiful, but what they are truly are really excellent character actors. They cannot really carry a movie.
Absolutely.
Colin Farrell is one of those people. He is unbelievably fantastic as a character actor, and he's a character actor in this movie. And that when I see that Colin Farrell is not the star, but is in a movie, I get way more excited because I think he's a wonderful character actor. I think he's atrocious. He has no leading man qualities. We think he does, but he really doesn't. He's handsome, and that's it. but as a character actor, he is golden. So
Yes.
I'm very excited. Eddie Redmayne, on the other hand, you look at him and go, why would that guy carry a movie? Oh my God, because he does.
He does,
And he's
yeah.
amazing. So those two castings alone made me go, oh, I really think I want to see this.
Yeah.
So I'm desperate to hear what you guys say without spoilers.
Well, for starters, I will admit I came into this film feeling very, very underwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know what to think. I thought it was and the idea of you kind of hit on it when you mentioned how you don't like the idea of an artist actually saying, "I'm never going back to this world again." I personally think that's a really bad idea. And then to see Rowling then go back to this by bringing
the question is, are you just going back to the well because you need more money?
Right.
It's like, do you have nothing new to say?
Nothing new to say. Nothing
and
new
yet
to do.
It looks like she does.
And yet, so I came into this with great skepticism.
Well, she doesn't need any more money.
No, she doesn't need it anymore. I mean, she's
what?
filthy rich.
Yeah, I just want to say you can never be too rich or too thin. Okay, so
I
that is
cannot argue with
never-
You can be too thin.
But you can never be
No,
too
that's
rich.
then you become
It is
heroin.
impossible
Okay.
to
No,
have
if you're-
too much money. There's no
Please,
such thing.
Okay.
If you're too
you
thin, then it becomes
insist, I'll
heroin
take more
chic.
money.
Right, heroin chic. Yeah.
Heroin chic, yeah.
But I will just tell you, it's impossible to have too much money.
Right.
Okay.
Well, in any
Hopefully
case,
we'll win the lottery. Tonight.
yeah. In any
And she gives a tremendous amount to charity. And
She
so
really does.
Wonderful things for her. And she is a fabulous, positive presence on social media. So, kudos to her and all the love kind of thing.
she has a lot of love for fandom, but I will admit I was very skeptical going to this film, and by the time the lights came up, every ounce of skepticism was dashed. I walked away from. In fact, right as the credits were rolling, I turned to Keith and said, "I loved this movie."
Ooh, I can't
And you
wait.
said the same thing.
We're seeing it this week, just FYI. So.
Yeah.
It is unbelievably gorgeous. The characters are fantastic, and the beasts really are fantastic.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
They are amazing, and that is a testament to. Well, it's not just the visual arts. I mean, digital effects have become so good that you can pretty much recreate anything, but it's the actors, the human actors,
Yeah.
the way they act opposite the creatures is a testament to the actors as well, because
it's
they help to give life
Yes.
to those creatures, and you need that because, I mean, think about the title, Fantastic Beasts, and where to
Yeah.
find them. So the beasts have to have some sort of life to them, and there's a beautifully tragic scene towards the end of the film that almost made me sob because I believe this one animal was alive.
Yep.
Now
And
that says something.
I just want to say you just told me a spoiler, you evil beast.
No, not really. Not really. I did not give you a spoiler. Believe it or
better
not.
survive is all I can say.
I did not give you a spoiler, but but if you put in the context of the film, you'll
Yeah.
understand what I meant.
Yeah.
But it is a beautiful film. Now I will say that the first half to 2/3 of the film kind of threw me off because it's almost sensory overload. But the last third to maybe the last half of the film do more than redeem the entire picture.
Oh, that's great.
It is gorgeous. It is beautifully shot. It is beautifully acted. I mean, everything about this movie is absolutely beautiful, and it is laced everywhere with Easter eggs for anybody who knows the entire Harry Potter saga.
Oh, that's awesome. Because this is almost a prequel to the Harry
It
Potter
is.
stories,
It's
right?
in fact, it's
This
set
is
in the
this is
1920s.
1926.
Okay, yeah.
It's set in
So
1926.
it's
It's a period piece.
almost 100
Dumbledore
years
is
before,
still
yeah.
very much alive. In fact, they even make reference to him in the film.
Oh, very
and
nice.
that's my one spoiler that I'm going to give on
Okay.
this.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
But this is a glorious movie, and I recommend everybody please go see it.
It's set on track to probably be the biggest movie of the year.
It probably will be. In fact,
That's the
yeah,
expectation.
I think it's going to be bigger than even the Marvel films.
Yeah, no, the expectation is this will be the biggest movie
This
of the year.
movie is glorious. It's beautiful, and I cannot.
2016 needs some glorious.
It needs some, and this is a movie that I desperately want to see again. And we talked a little bit earlier about soundtracks.
Uh-huh.
I want to get the soundtrack for this
Yeah,
film.
we were talking as the film was winding down. I said, "Wow, this sounds like Alan Silvestri with
Ooh.
some John Williams thrown in."
And it wasn't.
And
It's
it wasn't.
James Newton Howard.
It's James Newton
Oh.
Howard, but he stole the
Polar Express.
Polar Express theme
Oh.
from
He
Alan
did.
Silvestri.
Okay.
The romantic theme in Polar Express, He took it and then reorchestrated for this film, and it is beautiful.
It's glorious. Yeah.
I mean, to the point where
a
you
smattering
almost want
of
to.
John Williams, obviously. Because
Yeah, there's a lot of John
different
Williams in
themes.
there.
Yeah, the different
But
themes.
I tell you, there are moments where I just came close to bawling my eyes out.
Yeah.
It is such a beautiful movie.
It's a great film.
You know, and in fact, I would say of all the Harry Potter universe movies, this is the most beautiful of them all.
Oh, nice.
That is my takeaway on that.
Okay.
It's a great film.
Yep.
I can't wait to see it now.
As always, we have our follow-up items. Check out our calendar on the website. If you have a birthday or an event, be it a con, film festival, or whatnot, send us a note. We will put your birthday in or whatever.
I'll
We
mention
will
my book
talk
to her
about them.
later.
Yeah.
We will.
And as everyone knows, we are huge supporters of independent creators, whether filmmakers, comic book artists, writers, or other. We have found that there is a tremendous amount of talent, and they don't get the big money or the fame.
No,
but they
because
turn out a fabulous product.
We
It's
have. I
with
cannot.
little money.
We have discovered a plethora of independent filmmakers, writers, artists. It doesn't
Exactly.
matter, and they deserve the recognition.
Yep. So if you see or hear about a crowdfunding campaign, please consider supporting it. You can usually do for as little as $1 or $5. And, it's something, if you give them some money, you can be a part of something that could be big at some point. So
You have no idea.
Please consider supporting independent creators. Phoenix Comic Con, May 25th through 28th, 2017. That is back on
Memorial Day!
Yay!
Woohoo!
Less
Yahoo!
PTO to take.
That's right,
Yeah.
less PTO, thank God.
Keep checking PhoenixComicCon.com for info. Tickets and hotel bookings, I think, should be available just like right now.
Pretty much, yeah. I think that's when they open. And by the way, Evening Erotica, I have special guests this year, even more special than last year. So it's gonna be huge.
It's a bummer that we missed
It's gonna
it.
be huge.
I'm hoping to be in
Huge.
attendance next time.
Yeah, I don't know what day. Now I have to ensure that it's opposite Drinks with Authors, because they asked me to be the Drinks with Authors spokesperson last year. And so I said, not as long as the exhibit hall is opening. So I'm there for the second half of Drinks with Authors, so it has to be opposite. So I don't know which night that is yet. But make plans, because Evening Erotica, we play the euphemism game, and it's tons of fun, and pretty much everybody gets a prize.
Yeah, we were doing an interview that night, so we
I
missed
know, you were
out.
talking to more important people, and it's okay, I guess.
well.
We were standing room only, actually. We had line waiting, which was very flattering. Would have been better if they'd given us the larger room, but that's okay. Everything, everything into its own kind.
Yep.
So
check out PhoenixComicCon.com. Next year should be fun.
it should be awesome.
Yay. Verde Valley Comic Book Expo. This was Ann Roberts'
This was something she spearheaded.
spearheaded thing, and hopefully it will continue on without her. Not without her, but, in
With her
memory
in
of
spirit.
With her in
Yeah.
spirit.
And that's April 1st, 2017. Details coming soon.
Must give props to Doctor Who Fancast Guide. This is a publication that very regularly republishes our stories that we put out there, and of course, that makes us deliriously happy, which is why we're sharing this information. You can read the Fancast Guide by going to Twitter. Look for Doctor Who Talking Who. Their handle is @TalkingWho.
WHO.
Yeah. And at the same time, we must give special thanks to the Arkle Times Post-Dispatch News. Does the name Arkle ring a bell?
Mr.
Yes,
Brian Weber.
That's Brian Weber. And we love Brian, and we love Arkle. He's a great guy. And he has the Arkle Times Post-Dispatch News, which also, oh God, I'm slurring my speech now. Too much wine. There's never too much wine.
Ever.
And he posts the Arkle Times Post-Dispatch News, which also republishes our stories. You can read that by going to Twitter and finding Social Justice Scald. His Twitter handle is @Arkle. Now, Brian also has
ARKLE.
Thank you. He also has a presence on Tumblr. He has the incorrect Star Trek Voyager quotes. Now, he has told us that these are not safe for work, so we will take his word for it. We haven't had a chance to see them all yet. We do have one to share with you right now. And it starts off with Chakotay saying, "Snag one!" And Tuvok says, Snag one. Chakotay says, yeah, snag one and pull them in the bucket. Tuvok then says, I've seen this movie. The black dude dies first. You snag it.
Damn straight.
Gee, it's really a struggle to find out or to try to discern why that's an incorrect quote. Then we also have to give thanks to the Sci-Fi Obsession on Facebook, because when I say regularly, it's like virtually everything we ever print, they reprint. Thank you, Sci-Fi Obsession. We adore you. They are on Facebook. You can find them at facebook.com/sci-fi-ob. That is facebook.com/SCIFIOB.
And we want to give a shout out to The Licky Show, the twins. They are a hoot. Not the twins that you're talking about, Gina.
Hey.
What? Oh, not those twins.
Not those twins.
I had to think about
popular.
it.
My twins are popular.
Yes, they are.
No, we're
Anyway,
talking
the
about
twins are
Sasha and
Dagmar.
Sasha and Dagmar that we were referring to a little bit earlier.
On Twitter, they are at Looky Show, and they have their YouTube show as Looky Show. They do reviews of old movies, and if you like old movies and great commentary, this show is for you.
Absolutely, they're hilarious. And we must give a special shout out, as always, to the Facebook group, The Gay Geek, because they allow us to post our episodes on their page. And their URL is facebook.com/groups/The Gay Geek. They have awesome content. And why is the content awesome? Because the people who are there are awesome. And most awesome, the awesomest of the awesome, is their awesome moderator. Yes, I'm going to wear that word into the ground. Jeremiah Reeves.
It ceased to have meaning now.
Yeah, it no longer has
awesome
meaning.
still has meaning.
Oh,
especially in terms of Jeremiah, it has awesome.
Jeremiah,
He is awesome. Thank you,
really
Jeremiah.
is awesome. Thank you, Jeremiah, for allowing us to share our episodes there.
Yep. And we want to remind you to occasionally click on one of our Amazon ads. It doesn't cost anything. You don't have to buy anything. It just tells Amazon that we get traffic. However, if you do want to buy something, go to Amazon through one of our search ads. We also have a couple of widgets on the side of our website, and one is for the lovely Gini Koch and the Alien Katt series.
Which we cannot recommend enough.
Exactly. Aww. Thank you for your consideration. And lastly, but not leastly, please,
is that a word?
I don't know.
Now it is.
Now it is. We can make it a word.
It's like bigly. Uh-oh. Sorry.
It's like
did I say that with my outside voice?
Yes, you did.
You did.
Please rate us on iTunes.
I love the excuse of too much wine. I mean, that's our excuse every time I'm here.
Exactly.
Wait, okay.
I think we need to do this for every episode now.
Every episode.
Too much wine. All right. And I think next time we will have an interview with the lovely Gini Koch.
No way!
Hey.
Oh my God, really?
It's possible.
It could be.
It could happen.
They could get me to talk. I know it's really difficult.
Yeah.
Such a shy, retiring wallflower.
Yep. Okay, that should do it for this episode of TG Geeks Webcast. Be sure to check out the article for the webcast episode. We're going to have several links on the page. And remember, you can comment on our Facebook page or our website, tggeeks.com, or you can leave us a voicemail at 469-TG-GEEKS. That is 469-844-3357. From TG Squared Studios, I am Keith Lane. Thanks for listening. I bid you peace.
Cheers.
Bye.